Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the Prophet Idris. He's this fascinating figure, known not just for his immense spiritual station, but also for his absolutely groundbreaking worldly innovations.
So, here's our game plan. We'll start with Idris as a pioneer on Earth. Then we'll cover his unique role as ruler of the fourth heaven. From there, we'll explore what his journey through the higher realms really means. Check out his portrait in the Qur'an, and finally, we'll wrap up with his occultation and lasting spiritual legacy. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, Idris, the pioneer. Long before his famous journey to the heavens, Prophet Idris was, and this is no exaggeration, a total revolutionary on Earth. We're talking about a man who literally laid the groundwork for civilization, all driven by his deep piety and genius for innovation.
And get this, he wasn't just a spiritual guide in some abstract sense. He was a hands-on builder of society. I mean, think about it. He's credited as the first to write with a pen, the first to actually sew clothes. He was a pioneer of urban planning, and he even taught foundational sciences like astronomy and mathematics. These aren't just minor skills, right? These are the absolute cornerstones of civilization.
You know, his devotion was just magnetic. People could feel it. So much so that even before he was officially appointed as a prophet, people were already gathering around him, praying to God for a guide just like him. And what's so beautiful is that his divine appointment was basically a direct answer to their prayers. It's like his community saw the leader in him way before the official mission even started.
All right, so this incredible leadership on Earth builds up to what is, honestly, the most unique part of his story. His exit from this world. It wasn't death as we typically think of it. It was a divine raising, an ascension. The term for it is ruh, and it took him to a very specific celestial station. So in the cosmic map of Islamic tradition, you have these 7 heavens, and each heaven has a prophetic custodian, representing a different spiritual level or rank. And where does Prophet Idris fit in? Well, he holds the very distinct honor of being the ruler, the custodian, of the fourth heaven.
Okay, now this is a really crucial point. It's super important to understand that a higher heaven doesn't necessarily mean a higher-ranked prophet. It's not a simple ladder of who's better. For example, Prophet Isa, Jesus, who is an arch-prophet, is the custodian of the second heaven, while Prophet Idris is in the fourth. So what gives? Well, it's not about a simple ranking. It's about each prophet having a unique, specific role in the grand cosmic structure, a function that connects our physical world to the unseen spiritual realms.
So we've talked about the outer heavens, right? Well, Islamic philosophy has this amazing idea that these outer realms have a direct parallel to our inner journey. The higher worlds that our soul has to travel through on its own ascent are known as the world of imagination and the world of intellect. Let's dig into this first one, the Alam al-Khayal, or the world of imagination. Now, don't let the name fool you. This isn't about daydreaming or fantasy. We're talking about a real metaphysical realm. It's an intermediate reality, kind of sandwiched between our physical world and the world of pure spirit. It's a place that's actually more real than our world, where abstract ideas, meanings, and creativity take on actual form. Think of it as the ultimate bridge. And this gives us a fantastic map for our own spiritual development. We start here, in the physical world. Then, we have to travel through that world of imagination. We're meant to use its creativity, its forms, its visions, but, and this is key, we can't get trapped there. It's a vehicle, not the destination. The whole point is to use its power to keep moving, to keep ascending, all the way to the world of intellect, which is the realm of pure divine truth.
Okay, so let's turn to the Quran itself, because it paints a really powerful, direct portrait of Prophet Idris. It zeroes in on his core qualities in just a couple of profound verses.
Check this out. In Surah Maryam, God says to mention Idris and calls him a Siddiq. Now, Siddiq is a powerful word. It doesn't just mean truthful. It means someone who is intensely truthful, whose entire being is an embodiment of truth. And look at the verse. It makes a direct connection. It says he was a Siddiq and a prophet, and then says, we raised him to a high station. That truthfulness was the key.
But that's not all. Then you go to another chapter, Surah Al-Anbiya, the prophets, and another layer of his character is revealed. Here he's mentioned alongside others as being one of the sabirin. That means the patient ones, the steadfast ones. It really highlights the kind of incredible spiritual endurance you'd need to reach that kind of station.
So, let's put it all together. The Quran gives us this 3-part portrait, these 3 powerful attributes. He is a Siddiq, a man of truth. He is a Sabir, one of the patient. And right after that, the Quran says because of this, God brought him into his mercy because he was one of the salihin, the righteous. You see, truth, patience, and righteousness. These were the absolute pillars that his spiritual ascent was built on.
All right, last section. Let's talk about his legacy, because it's really a two-sided coin. On one side, you have the foundations of knowledge he gave to humanity, and on the other, you have this really profound story about the trials of faith.
The famous scholar Allama Tabatabai really nails it. He points out that philosophers and scientists look back at Idris as this foundational figure, the one who planted the very first seeds of science, of reasoned discussion in human society. I mean, what a legacy, right?
But his legacy also has this mysterious, profound event known as the ghaiba, or occultation. Basically, there was a period where, by God's command, he just disappeared. He was hidden from his people. And this wasn't some kind of punishment for them, it was an immense test of their faith. Could they hold on with only his teachings left to guide them?
And this whole narrative plays out like a powerful cycle. So, by divine command, Idris goes into hiding. His followers, they face incredible hardship, even famine, but they hold on to what he taught them. Then, before his final ascension, he gives them a promise. A savior will come from his own lineage, and that would be Prophet Noah. Then he's raised up. But you know how stories go over time. Generations pass, his memory gets fuzzy, and statues that were made just to honor him eventually become idols for worship. It perfectly sets the stage for the next major chapter, for the exact problem that Prophet Noah would have to deal with.
So in the end, the story of Prophet Idris is more than just a story. It's like a timeless map for both the cosmos out there and for the spiritual landscape inside of us. And it leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. What realms does our own spiritual journey pass through? And what tools are we using to make sure we don't get stuck along the way? That wraps up our explainer.